get him out of here. It's the update on the gt6000, the Craftsman barn find. There's a couple videos out now. Paid 50 bucks. I've put a battery that I had, a new fuel line, and a filter. A little carb clean. Lock the rear end. And that's about it. So far it's just a test run, trial error thing. But it's all back together. The rear end's locked. I have a 633A 68 in this tractor. Took a lot of research to find out what this transmission really is, but I did figure it out. It's just a big brother to the 38A. Sorry, the 633A 38. It's the big brother. This is the high-low version with 6 planetary gears. Well, what I did to lock it posi is normally there's 1 gear up, 1 gear down. Pretty little horsey, ain't he? Normally there's 1 gear up, 1 gear down. Well, I flipped them so there was 2 up, 2 down, and 1 that is up and down. So that makes 3 on each axle gear. That locks it posi. So hopefully this works. I did no welding. This is all a test style. I don't know if it'll work for the long haul, but right now it does work. I will show you a brief little drive, but not much. But I will show you. Anyway, there's what I did for the locker. Right now I just got a temporary throttle hooked up to this bar that I can hold with my foot. I just stick it like that and hold my foot against it, and I can squeeze the throttle. Crude, but it works for now. I will have something different. I have an idea. I'll let you guys know in a minute. Brand new fuel line from the carb to the pump, from the pump all the way back to the gas tank. When I originally, this for some reason didn't have a fuel filter, so I added a fuel filter right there in the window for the adjustment of the mower deck. Convenient little spot to put a fuel filter, in case you guys are wondering. But I rewired it, took all the safety switches out, all the relays and whatnot, and I got your one power fuse runs to there. Then you got the lights that don't work, solenoid, battery, and so on and so forth. The front tires, those are the tires I'm going to be using. I'm just going to switch the rim and go with the stock rim instead of that rim, but those are the tires I'm going to use in the front. Right now I got the stock rear tires, the Turf Savers. Really don't have a reason to cut them, but I might cut them just for fun. I have another set of tires that my brother-in-law is going to be working on swapping over for me. They're 25, 10, 12. Oh, I can't remember the name of them. His name I haven't heard before yet. But anyway, I found them online cheap, 50 bucks for both tires, so I couldn't pass it up. We did a carb clean today. Well, I should say my brother-in-law, Robbie. He's been in a few of my videos. He told me out last week or 2 weeks ago, and in one of the last videos, he was the one told me out. It's my brother-in-law, Robbie. I'm trying to get him to make a channel, but yeah, he don't really want to, so he can be on mine every now and again when he gets around. But he cleaned my car for me today. And like I said, I got the crude set up. It's just set up to a bar. Throttle. Sorry, the throttle is just a regular handbrake set up to a piece of pipe that I lean up. I hold here with my foot, and bam, got throttle for now. It works for now. I got it set up to the stock location on this tractor, which is right there. All I did was take one of them circle wire, like the ends that go on for your battery. I took one of those, looped the wire through it, crimped it down, bolted it to there, and voila, we have throttle. Put a return spring right here to the other end so it comes back, and then on the governor spring we put a zip tie, which gives it more than what it already had. You'll see. I'll start it up. We'll give it a little test run in a sec. Like I said, that gives it a little bit more than the stock throttle, which is not bad. But this thing, I tested it out. Low 1, you might as well not even bother running it off idle, because you get no more than just idle. But the thing will crawl, I'm thinking, up almost anything. It was ridiculous. I know this ain't huge, it's probably hard to tell on the camera of my phone, but this is my wood pile, my burn pile, covered in a tarp. And it's fairly high. It's not super high. I'll give you a little comparison with the table next to it. But that crawled up that, all the way up to the top. The rear wheels were about right here with that board. So my front wheels were up here somewhere. And it wanted to keep going, but the wood and the tarp underneath, the wood underneath was spitting out, the tarp was making it slippery, so it wouldn't keep going, but it wanted to. And that was all at an idle. I can't wait to get this thing out in the mud with actual mud tires on it, besides these stock ones. Like I said, I might cut them, might run them for now, until I get the other ones. But I really don't see myself going out until I get my other ones, so at least around the yard, I'm probably just going to keep them ones stock. So that way, this winter, I can use this one to plow type of thing. I'm thinking about building a loader for it, maybe. It's possible, but the loader might not get done. The plow's probably going to get put on for winter, but the loader might not. I might not bother doing. I might do that with another tractor. But the plow, I think, is going to be a good idea, because I mean, I would like to use it for my actual job and more than just, you know, my yard. Anyway, we'll give you guys a little test here and a little test move, and that will conclude this video. Here we go. Got a little tick. We're not sure what that is yet. We're hoping with a couple oil changes and running. Like I said, I've had this thing long enough to have it running for a maximum of an hour, probably 2 hours max. So the ticking might go away. I might have to rebuild the motor. I'm not 100% sure yet, but we'll find out. Here, low, 1, out of idle. She does move. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure on how this locker is going to do, but in all reality, there's really only one way to find out. You run it. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run it. And we'll see what happens. Look at that. Look at the beast. She's a beast. Oh, we lost the throttle. Oh, the brakes, lock it, dummy. There we go. He said the throttle is temporary, it fell off. A little awkward trying to lock the brake while you're not on it with your right foot. But she's running, she's moving. My other thing is this manifold right here for the carb. I have a different one that comes off a opposed twin that runs, I'm going to call it the right way, with your flywheel pointing to the sky, not towards your private area, but with the flywheel right here where the carb should be, or carb is rather, the flywheel should be, the right way we'll call it. The opposed twin for that, the way that one works, I'll have to modify it, but it won't be, I don't think, too bad. But for that style motor, this is the manifold for that style motor. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this here flange line up with that there flange, and then have a little extension, turn another flange this way. Oh, let me back up a little bit. We'll turn one flange this way, and we'll be running a Mikuni. That's right. We're going to run a Mikuni style on this 18.5 gt6000 Craftsman. You see, something like that. Kind of hard to show you at the moment, but something like that, because on a, like I said, normal-ish motor that has the flywheel where the carb should be, this sits out in the front a little bit, and it has pretty much that same carb on it. So if I take this, put it this way, well, no, actually, sorry, I'm thinking it's going to go this way so the carb stays away from the exhaust, which, well, I guess with that on there it really won't matter. I didn't look at that earlier, but either way, that's going to go on one way or another with a Mikuni style carburetor. And I'm trading this manifold to my brother-in-law for my manifold, because this is something that I mean, you're gonna have to do some modification. I mean, by all rights, it will have to be done, but you can do it. All you need is a little manifold extender platey dealy. But with the way this one runs, because the flywheel's in the front, not up here where the carb should be, or sorry, where the carb is, you know what I mean. This manifold will bolt on to his, and he'll be able to do the same thing, make a plate to turn, let's see if I can get my finger, turn that this way, and put a Mikuni style on a opposed 19. Might be a 19.5. I'm not sure. I think it's either a 19 or a 19.5. But either way, all the opposed, they run the same when they're, you know, like I said, when the flywheel is here where the carburetor is. On those motors, the carb would be more over here. So that will turn things for both of us, and we'll be able to run a Makuni style instead of a stock governed with a zip tie thingy junky buttworks. So that's in the future. Right now, as you guys can see, focus. Hey, there we go. As you can see though, she's all back together. She's running, she's moving, she's running good. Like I said, hopefully that tick goes away. If it don't, I'm gonna tear it down, see what I gotta do to replace what I gotta replace. And we're just gonna run it. I mean, there's really no other option. If I blow this motor, I'm kinda screwed because of the way that this runs. This runs, okay, facing, there's the seat, looking this way. There's the motor pulley, looking right at you. And then it comes down, and it runs to these two pulleys, which flip the belt. I don't know if you noticed that, but it flips the belt to the clutch, around, into the rear end. The rear end pulley, I don't know if anybody else knows this, but actually runs counterclockwise instead of clockwise. Counterclockwise makes you go forward, clockwise is reverse, because of how this belt twists. This still runs clockwise, but the rear end pulley runs counterclockwise. And I mean, you see the slack in this belt? Look at this. Look at the slack. Okay, this is stock. I haven't changed anything about the clutch, the pulleys, any of that. That's a stock flap, slack, flappy flap. You know, push the clutch in, get back over here, and then look at this. Look at that. They just don't build things like they used to. Look at ridiculous. You push that clutch in, you can pull this off of any one of these pulleys. You can't do that on these newer tractors. The way this is set up is just amazing to me. This is why I think this is going to be a rugged machine. But anyway, I guess that's it for the update. Till the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell your friends. Beard and Mutter out.